Hello, welcome to Pep Talk, the podcast that gives you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. I'm so excited to be with you today. We're going to take these complex health and wellness terms, these medical terms, these conversations that you're hearing about, that you're participating in your world, and we're going to make them simple, easy, digestible, and give you some action steps on how to improve today your energy and your invigoration. Hey, I'm your host, Dr. Eric Naputi. I'm going to be taking you down the journey today on what you can do to improve your energy. Now, there are so many things that we need to be discussing. There's so many pieces to improve energy. You have to understand that physiology doesn't lie. That's why we should test your body, not just guess on what to do for your body. So listen, it's important to understand that there are many applications to improve your health. I'm going to go down what I call the invigoration pathway, but there are precursors to that. First of all, you should know your DNA and genetic predisposition. What does that mean? That means that every one of you is born with a genetic blueprint of how you should individually eat, sleep, exercise, supplement, how your body handles certain chemical compounds, how your body handles drugs, how your body handles, caffeine. It's important to know how your body handles stress so that you can do things to mitigate a negative response to your lifestyle. Living your DNA lifestyle, knowing your DNA, number one, first and foremost. We run the BioLimitless DNA Discovery Test Kit and all of our functional wellness, functional medicine practices across the globe. That's step number one. Number two, understanding your microbiome. Folks, we have more bacteria in and on our body than we have human DNA in and on our body. We know that the vast majority of that bacteria takes the foods we eat, breaks it down, helps convert it into certain vitamins and minerals and nutrients and usable energy. We know that. We know that if we have leaky gut, we're going to have leaky brain and leaky blood, where our nutrients are leaking out and we're not utilizing those. So those two things are epically important. We should know our blood flow. That's why we do ultrasound tests on our patients. We do an ultrasound of the carotids, an ultrasound of the thyroid, an ultrasound of the heart, ultrasound of the aorta, because I want to see what functionality is in there. And then we're going to look at your chemistry. I want to make sure that you have the right vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in your system. And I want to look at your cells. We want to see how those cells are moving and functioning. And we want to use some cell signaling technology to wake those cells up. There's a lot of things that can be done to help do that. But the reality of it is that our pathways, our bodies go through certain processes. And one of the processes I want to discuss with you today is pretty simple, and it's called the pathway of invigoration. So take out a piece of paper, draw on the top of that pathway of invigoration. That's energy. That's your pathway of excitement, if you will. And we're going to make this really, really, really simple. What I want you to do is I want you to put vitamin D right at the top of that. And I want it to be vitamin D3. Look, we're going to talk about vitamin D today. Vitamin D is not really even a vitamin. It's a prohormone. It's a fat-soluble vitamin that's responsible for fluid production in the body. It helps with kidney health. It helps with liver health. It helps with hormone production of all your sexual hormones. It helps with bone and muscle health. It helps with immune system function. I mean, it deals a lot with nervous system function, brain function, ATP production, and so much more. I'm going to tell you, if I were to get a tattoo of a vitamin because I loved it so much, it would be vitamin D3 and not D2, D3. Vitamin D2 is the prescription form of vitamin D3 and vitamin D. And it's about 60% less absorbable than vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is what you want. I will tell you that most of my patients, I prescribe anywhere between 10,000 and 15,000 international units a day of vitamin D3 to take daily. And it cracks me up when people go, oh, that's so much vitamin D. Compared to what? Did you know that when you're outside in the summer for 20 minutes, you get 20,000 IUs of vitamin D from that? Nobody's getting toxic from being outside in the sun for 20 minutes. I mean, it's so crazy what people assume. And my mom taught me a long time ago that assuming makes an ass out of you and me. And most healthcare practitioners have definitely assumed themselves into a corner. They just have no clue what's going on. So taking vitamin D3 orally is very powerful. I like taking it in the morning. I also like to go outside, and I am a big fan of watching the sunrise. Now, we live in the Midwest. Sometimes it's easy to watch the sunrise. Sometimes it's later in the day when the sun comes up, but I like to try to get some of that sunshine. You know, there's a book that I read that says that we are renewed by the morning sun. And boy, there's some wisdom to that, some real big wisdom to that. But low vitamin D happens mostly during the fall and winter time when we have less exposure to the sun. We're less exposed to being outside. We're more exposed to being under, lights, UV lights in the inside that are going to pull the vitamin D out of our body and not help our vitamin D. So at the top of your cascade, I want you to write down here preventable D3. Okay. So, and then I want you to put 10,000 to 15,000 international units a day. You're going to cut that in half daily for children. By the way, 10% of osteoporosis, 5% of heart disease, 12% of memory loss, and 13% of breast cancer happens when we have low vitamin D3. In the invigoration and vitality cascade, vitamin D3 converts into something called DHEA. Well, DHEA you can use as a supplement. If your energy's low, if you're not sleeping well, if your testosterone's low for men and women, go get some DHEA and start supplementing 25 milligrams, no more than 50 milligrams at bedtime. Now, if you get too angry, aggressive, or that kind of stuff, kick back on that DHEA. It's always good to have that blood test done to see if DHEA and vitamin D are low. By the way, on a blood test, vitamin D normal levels should be between a 60 and a 100. A 60 and a 100. The medical world will tell you if it's above a 30, you're fine. Well, 29 can cause cancer. 29 can cause disease. I want to be as far away from that number as possible. Think about it in school. If you're going to get graded from a 30 to 100, where do you want to be? Closer to a 30 or 100? It's no brainer. Okay, it's a no brainer. DHEA converts in, D3 converts into DHEA, and then that will convert into testosterone. So D3, DHEA, and cholesterol, good fat, are all mixed together to make your testosterone. Well, if you don't have enough cholesterol in your body because you're not eating good, healthy meat, protein, animal fats, if you're not eating eggs on a regular basis, if you're an adult, you should be getting 4 to 6 eggs a day. No question about it. These eggs are like little multivitamins. They have all the good fat you need them. And yes, eat the yellow and the white part. That's the good cholesterol you're supposed to have. If you're taking a statin drug, which the latest data on statin drugs says that, yes, statins can reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes by 2%. By 2%. By the way, that's less than the placebo effect is. So now most doctors, especially functional medicine and true wellness doctors, are not prescribing statins anymore because the statin drugs stop your body from absorbing the cholesterol and from your liver, which job is to make cholesterol naturally. So we need to have that. If your cholesterol is below 200, you're going to have issues with hormone production, period. End of story. So vitamin D is important. DHEA is important. Cholesterol levels are important. And then testosterone levels are important. For a man, your testosterone should be at least a 500 or above. For a woman, your testosterone should be at least a 22 or above on your blood test. Very important you have that. And by the way, I think it's great to supplement testosterone in individuals that need it. I like bioidentical hormones. I like doing multiple doses throughout the week instead of one injection or a what do you call it? A troche, where they put a pill of testosterone or a pellet of testosterone in your body. I also like to look at estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone all together. And usually, if your levels of testosterone or progesterone are out of balance or estrogen is too high, you can go get something called wild yam extract. There are a lot of creams out there. Just get organic wild yam extract and take a little bit of that cream, and after a shower, either put it on the side of your chest where your armpit and breast tissue are, or the insides of your thigh once or twice a day after a shower. It works amazingly with balancing out hormones naturally. By the way, if testosterone's low, That causes a whole cascade of issues in the brain, in the immune system, in our body's ability to heal. It's not just about libido and energy being low, but if you want to have true invigoration in life, your testosterone needs to be where it's supposed to be. By the way, the latest studies have shown if your testosterone's low, you have a higher risk of a heart attack. For years, they lied to us and told us if your testosterone was too high, you had a high risk of a heart attack. Completely false. It's important to have good bone mineral and bone density. The bone marrow inside of the body is where stem cells are made, where a lot of the compounds are made that drive our invigoration pathway. So making sure that you're getting all the minerals. So there's 92 essential vitamins and minerals that the body needs every day. You can get a large majority of those from taking about 5 to 8 grams a day of organic sea salt. Sea moss, most organic sea moss has 92 essential minerals and nutrients in it. That's absolutely amazing. That'll help improve your white blood cell production as well, which, if that's low, that leads to anemia and then, leukemias and all kinds of immune system issues. And then we need oxygen. Okay. So if we have the vitamin D, if we have the cholesterol, if we have the DHEA, we have the testosterone, we need oxygen. Well, how do you get oxygen in your body? You breathe. And you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you're a mouth breather, you need to start working on exercises to mouth tape. You can look, there's videos up on mouth taping. I've done some before. You can get tape to put on your mouth, and it's really more of a biofeedback where when you're sleeping, it forces you to breathe in and out more of your nose. Oxygen and doing breathing exercises and deep breathing exercises, it's like, it's adding oxygen to the combustion pump to take the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and add that oxygen to there to have that, like a combustion engine. You need oxygen from your carburetor in your car to mix with that gasoline to spark and have that energy. The same thing's true for the body. So if your iron level's low, you can't have enough oxygen. You won't have enough oxygen. The heme and hemoglobin will be low. So if your iron's low or hemoglobin's low, we need to practice the breathing exercises, right? For 3 to 5 minutes twice a day. And we need to get the iron level up. Well, how do you get iron level up? Go get some organic beef liver extract. Start taking that every day, or start eating some beef organ meat like liver itself. That really is powerful. If you'll do that, that will help you. That combination of the vitamin D, the DHEA, the testosterone, if needed, and that breathing and getting the cholesterol and all the minerals in your body like you need, that is the pathway for invigoration. So if your get up and go got up and went, if your sex drive is gone, if your ambition and motivation is down, put this pathway into play. Look at your genetics, look at your gut bacteria, look at your brain function, look at your circulation, and start adding this to your diet. Start getting 10,000 to 15,000 IUs of vitamin D3 a day. Start getting 25 to 50 milligrams of DHEA at bedtime. Start getting good healthy fats, 4 to 6 healthy eggs a day in your diet. Using coconut oil, using extra virgin olive oil, using MCT oil to put on your skin and on your body truly is a game changer. Having 5 to 8 grams a day of good organic sea salt in your diet, eating real butter, getting outside in the sun, especially first thing in the morning, getting your feet and your hands in the dirt, in the soil to get grounded, eating good protein sources, lots of that protein, good animal fats, organ meats, or supplementing with beef, liver, organ can be an absolute game changer for you, and just practicing those breathing techniques. So I know this is a lot of info, but this works. If you'll apply this for long enough time, it will work. And if it isn't working for you, there's either something else going on, or you didn't apply this correctly or for the right duration of time. If you'll do that, this can change your life and change your life forever. And if doctors are now telling us we're going to be living to 140, 160 to 200 years of age, and we're literally 2 to 3 years away from cracking the code of longevity, you better start putting this stuff into place so that you can live a happy, healthy, wealthy, and productive, senior life. So folks, I know this is a lot of information. Go back, re-listen to this, take some notes. Make sure you guys go to our website. Our website is peptalk.world. That's peptalk.world. Go to our social media sites, like, share, subscribe, follow all the stuff that we do, tag us on social media. Make sure you're taking this information, because the truth will set you free, but you got to apply this truth to your life. All right, folks, until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there. I'll see you next time. Be well.